All right, guys, so we got a Weekday Warrior sequence for you. So we're going to start, most of our poses will be standing, so we're going to start standing. Step to the top of your mat and begin in mountain pose. Have your palms facing towards the front of the room. Close your eyes. Take a few deep breaths here in mountain pose. Feel yourself grounded through the four corners of your feet, legs slightly engaged, pelvis tilted slightly forward, spine long, shoulders relaxed, face relaxed. And really just become present here on the mat. Whatever you've had to go through up to this point, just kind of let it be. You don't have to pretend like it's not there, but just focus on making the most of this practice in this moment here. So with that, take your right foot, step back, keep the hips square, and come into a warrior one. So you might have to shorten your stance, I know I do, but you might have to turn out your back foot a little bit more too, because this isn't exactly that comfortable for people. So as much as you need to, turn this way with your foot and just settle in for this first warrior one. Really feel this front leg strong, the back leg strong, equal distribution of weight here. And so we're going to start to flow with this. So on an inhale, we're going to come up like this with the arms, straighten the leg. Exhale, sink back down into it. And see if you can sink a little bit deeper when you do that without tracking the knee past the ankle. So inhale, exhale, sink. Inhale, exhale, sink down. And just go at your own pace. Exhale. Follow the breath. Keep rotating the inner thigh of that back leg towards the back of the room. We'll do 3 more. Last one. Hold here. And then straighten the leg. So now we're going to come into pyramid pose. So if you need to shorten the stance a little bit more, however you feel comfortable with the hips square, feet facing the front of the mat, and a straight front leg. So we'll start here. You can interlace the fingers behind the back, get a little shoulder stretch. And once you inhale, lengthen the spine. And then exhale from the hips, start to fold forward over that front leg. Keep engaging the legs, engaging the quads. You'll feel a nice stretch all across this hamstring. And if it feels comfortable, you can just release the arms. Fold over that leg. And then we're going to get into a little flow where we straighten, lengthen, and then fold. So just like you would in a forward fold, it's sort of a halfway lift, and then we fold again. And each time, see if you can fold just a little bit deeper over that leg without straining. So inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, come back down. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release. Inhale, shoulders back. Exhale, fold. We'll do one more. And then engage the legs from the legs and from the core. Slowly roll up. And then step back into mountain pose. And then step the left foot back, and we'll do the other side. So get your stance right, get your hips square. When you're ready, bend into that front leg, the right leg, raise the arms. Take a moment to just check in here in Warrior 2. Feel yourself in this pose. Notice how it might feel different from the other side. And then we're going to begin our flow. So inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, come a little deeper. Inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, sink deeper. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, come back down. Do one more. Hold here for a minute. And then straighten the leg. Adjust the stance. I like to take about a foot closer for pyramid pose. However you feel comfortable. Just interlace the fingers behind. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Engage the legs. Exhale, fold forward slowly. Keep hugging the inner thighs in towards one another. Engage the toes. Grip the mat with your toes. Pulling it apart with the feet. And just hang out here. And release the arms. And then we're going to begin our flow. So inhale, lengthen the spine. Peel the shoulders back. Exhale, fold over that leg. Inhale. And exhale, come back down. We'll do one more. Inhale. And exhale, fold. Out using the arms to push off, just roll up. Shimmy the shoulders a little bit. And then step back to mountain pose. So that was our Warrior 1 square hip series. Now we're going to go into more of a Warrior 2 triangle. Very similar, except the poses are slightly different because the hips are open, right? So step back with the right leg. You're going to step back a little bit further because your hips will be open this time. Line up the back arch with the front heel. And then when you're ready, press into the pinky toe side of the back foot, bend into the front knee, raise the arms to shoulder height. And we're here in Warrior 2. Send energy out across the fingertips, both on the front and the back. Get long across the arms, get long from your feet to your head, length. We're moving out in all directions. We're taking up a lot of space in this pose. So same idea. We're going to straighten, bring the arms overhead with this flow. Exhale, come back down into it. So inhale, and exhale, come back down. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, get long. And exhale, come down. Keep going. You might feel a slight pop or a shift in your hip. It's okay, as long as it doesn't hurt. Do one more. Exhale, come down. Stay here for a couple more breaths. Keep reaching. Stay broad across the chest. Keep that focus across the front fingertips. And then straighten the leg. Lower the arms. So now move your stance in a little bit, just like you did for pyramid. And this time this leg's going to stay straight. We're in a triangle pose here. So lift the arms up. Reach forward as far as you can. Reach the hips backwards. Reach. And when you can't reach anymore, bring the left fingertips to the shin, right fingertips to the sky. And I don't really have a nice flow for this one. If you guys have any ideas or things that you've done before, flowing and making triangle more active, feel free to leave something in the comments section, or you can DM me on Instagram or Facebook. Anywhere. But we're here in triangle. Make sure you're not really collapsing into the pose. Maintain the integrity of the core. Stay engaged in the core. One more breath. And exhale from the core. Spiral back up. We're going to lower the arms. Step back into mountain pose. Inhale, get tall. And exhale, step back with the opposite foot. This time our right foot is in the front. Press into the pinky toe side of the back foot. Bend into the front knee. Straighten the back leg. Lift the arms. One warrior two on the other side. Again, actively roll this thigh towards this side of the room. And it'll help your stability. And then we'll begin our flow. So inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, sink into the front leg. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. And keep going here. Move with your breath. Let the breath influence the movement, not the other way around. Do one more. Reach. And exhale. Bend again. Sometimes it's not about how much we're moving, but it's about how long we can stay in one pose here. So if you ever really want to test yourself, See how long you can stay in a Warrior 2 pose or Warrior 1 pose and maintain the integrity of the pose. Proper alignment. So go ahead and straighten the arms, lower the legs, shorten the stance. Did I say lower the legs? I don't know. Get mixed up. So keep that heel to arch alignment. Lift the arms, shoulder height, bump the hips back, reach the fingertips forward, and when you can't reach anymore, moving into triangle on the other side. You can look up at the fingertips. If your balance is good. If not, don't worry about it. We'll get there. And on an inhale, come up. And lower the arms. Step to the front of the mat. Now we're going to, we've been through Warrior 1, been through Warrior 2. Now we're going to do our Warrior 3. So a little bit more advanced here. We have different ways that you can modify it. So first way, we're going to start with the left foot out in front. This is the foot we're going to be coming off of, rather balancing on. Start to shift weight into that left foot. And if your balance isn't great, you might be right here, just with that big toe, the right foot, barely coming off the ground. But if not, if you feel like your balance is there, start to straighten that back leg behind you. And then reach the arms out in front for Warrior 3. Bend that standing leg for stability. The more you bend it, the more stability you have. And then our flow is essentially going to be sweeping the arms behind as we bend the leg. Now that's a pretty intense flow. If you'd rather just try to hold the pose, you can do that. We won't be doing this one for as long. So reach the arms out in front. Inhale. Exhale, bend the legs, sweep the arms out behind. Inhale, back up. Exhale, come down. Inhale, come up. Exhale, come down. Make sure to smile if you fall. And then on an inhale, come back up and find the ground with the back leg. And then our second part of this side, get a little break for the foot, stretch it out. We're gonna come into half moon. So similar to Warrior 3, but we keep the hips open. So come down with your left fingertips to reach the mat. Kick that right foot out parallel to the mat. And then raise the right arm. You can stay here. Keep bending that standing leg just like for Warrior 3. And if you feel comfortable and you're from a good place of stability, you can start to look up that thumb. And if you're crazy, you might just not touch the ground at all. And don't worry, I'm not going to make you flow through this. And then come back on an inhale. Sweep the arms up overhead. Stretch. And then come back to mountain pose. We're going to do the other side. So less direction. I won't make you stay in this pose too long. Just take a slight step back. And then start to bring weight little by little into that right foot. And if you choose, come all the way up to your warrior. Flex the foot, active through that foot. You're kicking back into something. And bend that standing knee. and then we'll begin our flow. So inhale, come down. Exhale, come back. If you need the wall, it's helpful for me. If you're near any kind of wall, anything that you could use for balance, probably be helpful. Inhale, come up. Exhale, lower the foot. Adjust the stance. Just that your hips are open now. And then start to lower those fingertips, right fingertips to the ground. Shifting weight into the right foot, bending the right knee, and then finally bringing that left arm shoulder stacked over shoulder. Continue to breathe here. The breath will help stabilize you in your core. And look up if you have great balance. Sometimes it's just not your day. I know I've had an easy time balancing sometimes in this pose and looking up, and sometimes it's just not your day. It's not going to be the same as it was yesterday. So one more inhale here. And exhale. Come back up to standing. Whew. It's a lot. All right. So now we're going to do a quick folding chair sequence flow, whatever you want to call it. Essentially all we're going to do is a few rounds of this. So inhale to chair, exhale to fold. Then we inhale to chair, exhale to fold. So the slower you breathe, the more intense it becomes. Inhale, arms up, relax the shoulders. Exhale, come back down. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, straighten the legs. Inhale, engage the core. Exhale, relax. So a few more. And hold this, hold it on the exhale, and then inhale, come up to standing again. So stand in mountain pose here for a moment. Notice how different you feel right now. We've got one more standing pose, and we're going to go down to the mat. And notice if you feel more balanced, feel more grounded, more connected to the ground. Where we seek to ground while we extend, so that simultaneous expansion and grounding is what allows us to achieve greatness in our lives. You have to come from a place of stability before you can reach beyond, reach up to the stars and get your dreams and all that stuff, all that cliche stuff. So we're going to come into tree pose now, and I don't have the perfect pants on for it, so I'm just going to roll up this leg. Start to shift the weight into that left foot and come onto the toes. Open the hip out this way so the toes are pointed out towards the short edge of the mat. And then you can stay down here, depending on your balance. You can bring the foot up to here. You can bring it above the knee, but you don't want to bring it on the knee. So I'm going to keep myself down here. And bring the hands together at the heart. And just find a dot on the wall, something in front of you that you can focus on. That point of focus makes it easier to maintain your balance. And breathe here. Stay engaged through the standing leg. If you feel good here, you can extend the branches up overhead. Maybe even look up. Oh, I can't do it. And then lower the arms back to heart center. Lower the leg. Take a moment to shake out that foot. It's been doing a lot of balancing. And then same thing, turn the toes out. You're either here, here, or here, not here. My balance is even worse on this side. Again, using the breath as your guidance. Use it as your anchor in this pose. When we have control over our breath, we have control over the experience. Stay grounded and engaged through that standing leg. Maybe extend the branches up. Look up. Don't fall. And then bring the arms, the palms back together. And bring the leg down. And then stand here in mountain pose. Fix your sweatpants if you're wearing sweatpants. But you probably aren't. And then we're going to come to seated down on the mat. So however you want to get there, take your time. So we did a lot of stabilizing postures here. A lot of stuff that warrants stretching out the legs. So go ahead and send the legs out long. Keep them engaged. So feet are flexed, legs are engaged, thighs are hugging in towards each other. Pelvis, muscles around the pelvis are engaged, the core muscles are engaged. Everything's engaged down here. So that if I wanted to, I could lift the heels up off the ground. So this is staff pose. So hold here for a couple breaths. And then we'll lower the heels. Inhale, reach up overhead, lengthen the spine, and then fold from the hips towards the toes. Don't be obsessed with touching your toes. Be more mindful that you're long in your back. Continue to follow the inhale towards a longer spine and ride the exhale deeper into this stretch. Taking care of the hamstrings. And then inhale, come back up with a straight spine. Bring the right leg in towards your inner thigh. And we'll fold across this leg. So inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, come down. Inhale, come back. Switch sides. And fold. Again, every inhale is an opportunity to reach forward with the crown of your head. Every exhale, an opportunity to settle, to surrender. Inhale, come back to center. Shake the legs out a little bit, bounce them up and down. Give them little light punches, push them up. And then when you're ready, come down to your back. And take a happy baby here. So grab the outsides of your feet right around where the arches are, or take your peace fingers, wrap them around the big toe. And bring your knees out past your hips, so they're wider than your hips. And you're pulling down with your arms, so you can get an intense stretch for me, not for everybody, but guys tend to have tighter hips. And to make this stretch more intense, you can use the elbows, push out on the knees. And rock your happy baby if you want. And then straighten the legs up overhead, hug the knees into the chest. And then one leg at a time. First stretching the left knee, or the right leg is being stretched out long. I'm losing my cues here. Extend the left leg, hug the right knee into the chest. And send both legs out long. And shake them out. Windshield wiper. And then come to stillness in Shavasana. Our Weekday Warrior practice has come to a close. I hope you're able to take these poses and the things that we've cultivated through this practice and carry them into your life so that you have the confidence to push through any obstacle that you might find. Or if you feel run down, know that you have more than just the energy that you're consciously aware of, but that there's an entire subconscious energy just below the surface. And I hope that this practice has allowed you to realize this, tap into some extra energy that you might not have known you had. So stay here as long as you want. Thank you for listening. Please subscribe if you haven't. Share with a friend if you think they need this bit of weekday motivation. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.